Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. I'm your host Jefficho. My co-host today is Sean.
Hi there.
We're going to do Dune today, aren't we, Sean?
We're going to do Dune.
1984.
Yep.
You know which one I prefer?
Anything else?
Not the 1984 version. I remembered it fondly. Those memories have changed.
Well, I don't remember it fondly because I never saw it, but I've seen it now and I understand.
I recommend the miniseries.
Yes, me too.
But if you want to watch some whacked out shit, then I do say check this out. I mean, it's got a good cast.
That might be the only thing going for it. The music's good, but
and if you like a pug, there's a random pug throughout this. Doesn't age. Space pug.
Pugs are ageless because they're wonderful creatures.
Well, they're born looking old in the face.
Yeah.
Give the Harkonnen a blade.
If Fade wishes, he can meet you with my blade in his hand.
I wish it.
This is a Harkonnen animal. Let me. Please, my lord.
If you don't do the extended cut, which I don't recommend, you get Princess Irulan, who's played by the 22-year-old Virginia Madsen, who should have more scenes in this. There's actually scenes in the book that aren't in this movie.
She almost doesn't talk. I mean, she does a voiceover, but she just kind of stands there.
Thank God for the voiceover. She might not get paid. This is far, far in the future. I'd say the year, but it's scribbly there. I don't know what I wrote.
It's 10,000 something.
Yeah. Her father is the Emperor. The spice rules all. And it's mutated the Navigators, which gives them the ability to fold space and travel through it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it only exists on Arrakis, also known as Dune. There's a prophecy from the Fremen about, some guy that's going to come save them.
Always some prophecy.
We get all these different houses. There's Caladan for House Atreides, Gideon Prime for House Harkonnen, Catan, which, is a board game now. That's the Emperor's homeworld. And the guild shows up and the Reverend Mother gets kicked out of the room. She's his truthsayer. And the weird guild freaks guys, they're just like, you need to kill Paul.
You mean, of course, Duke Leto Atreides, his father.
I mean Paul Atreides. We want him killed.
They need to enact a plan of which they're going to put Leto in charge of Arrakis so the spice flow is a little more consistent because everything needs spice these days.
That's right.
And then they're going to have the Harkonnen come in and kill Leto. But in this movie, not much time goes by, so I don't think he actually had time to fix the spice flow. It's literally like week one, and then they attack and kill him. So
this is your biggest problem with the plot so far, right? This isn't like your biggest point of contention with the whole movie. Just this.
I'm over the ageless pug thing because I'm just like, it is the future. Maybe they'd stop aging dogs.
I'm not over that. It's just totally wrong.
Yeah, we get a Patrick Stewart, a young-looking Patrick Stewart who's somehow still bald.
Yes. He was never young, but he's a little bit younger.
But yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
He's playing Gurney Halleck, and he is training Paul with shields.
Yes.
Amazing square-ass shields.
State of the art that holds up to this day.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even a fan of the shields they used in the 2001 version, and I was very disappointed to see they're going to still use shields in this one, but I'm sure they'll be a bit better.
Time will tell.
Not in the mood. Mood's a thing for cattle and love play, not fighting.
I'm sorry, Gurney.
Not sorry enough.
They're basically training Paul because they know at some point he's going to take over. In fact, a lot of people know that he's taking over pretty soon.
A lot of people know a lot of things in this movie.
Yeah.
Or book or whatever. But.
I get we're following the book, though our director, Lynch, did not follow the book as closely. They retell you everything several times. Like, here's the Fremen prophecy of what's going to happen. Here's my evil plan of what's going to happen. Oh, and your dad's going to die. Everybody tells them that. Nice.
Act surprised.
Nice people, yeah. Be surprised. Not happy surprised. They continue to test Paul against a machine where he uses this sound power with a voice modulator. Even Paul suspects the Emperor's plot at this point. We meet Duncan, Idaho, who's played by the same actor that's been hunting Logan in Logan's Run. It's nice to see him. Good old Francis. Paul dreams of Dune and a babe, played by Sean Young. Gianni. Yeah. I mean, I think Villeneuve is just going to keep redoing all Sean Young's movies.
Keep putting her in them, too. Why not?
Yeah. Let's go back to Stripes. That'd be good. Lady Jessica is concerned because the Reverend Mother comes to test her son. And she basically uses her weirding voice to get him to put her hand in her box. and has the ganja bar there, and is gonna kill him if he doesn't do it. That's rape. Or reverse rape.
Well, it's freaking Paul, isn't it?
It's very weird. It's tough. The law is different in the future, too.
This is even the worst part of the movie. So anyway.
I love the box, because it's just like, there's pain in the box. The box is great. You can see it's even in the new movie.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Spoiler.
Nothing but pain.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me.
Paul thinks his prayer, the fear is the mind killer. I must not fear. I must face my fears and walk through them.
That's good life advice. You know?
Yeah.
Actually, decent.
There is so much about Dune I love. It's so wacky in this movie.
Just not in this movie.
It's
this
so
context,
wacky
this
in this
form.
movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's enjoyable in a way. The Reverend Mother tells Paul that no woman child has ever withstand that much pain. What other children are there? Men childs?
We've seen that movie, The Children of Men.
Yeah. The children. Oh, yeah, good point. I was thinking Junior, but Schwarzenegger there.
It's a baby.
Yeah. We go to Gideon Prime, where we get to see Brad Dourif being weird as always.
What? He's not weird. He's always sensible and sane.
You just think he's a good guy because he cried when he saw the army in Lord of the Rings.
He did.
Yeah, it scared him. And
It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stains, stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
we get to see the Baron. He floats around in his fat suit.
Yeah, no strings attached.
He's getting a medical procedure done. We meet Faye, who's played by Sting. Band.
Which, thinking about it, Sting should have been Paul because he can sing using his voice to murder things. Anyway.
Yes. They even talk about the traitor that they have in the Duke's Man. And then he rips a cork nipple off of a young boy, fondles his face till he bleeds to death, and everybody else approves.
I was confused by this, although Sting seemed slightly aroused.
Yeah. Well, he was at first like, what's going on? Oh, the old cork nipple fondle.
Kind of like, what's going... Ooh, yeah, intrigued. Color me intrigued with the cork nipple rip.
Yeah. We get Jessica and Leto getting it on, and, last night on Caladan, why not? Then they go into the cylinder ships. What do you think of the space effects, Sean?
Very 1984.
I really enjoyed the Navigator's look. I mean, definitely puppetry, but still better than CGI.
Yeah, I'll agree with you that CGI is overused nowadays, so seeing realistic for the time effects are actually kind of nice for me personally, so I would agree with you on that one. But
plus, if I was ever to come into your room in the middle of the night and I had one of those things, it'd be fucking awesome.
Is that a promise?
No.
Okay.
Now that makes me think you want to do something to it. The Navigator folds space to some Halo-esque music. The narrator tells us about the Fremen prophecy again. Do not watch the extended cut. He just repeats the same shit.
I want to make sure you know what's going to happen, okay?
I don't think they even had footage for the extended cut because they would just add art. Dune art over it.
Yeah, it's what we would have done if we had more money.
Yeah.
I think they are the allies we seek. They are strong, fierce. They do not give their loyalty easily or quickly. Everyone thinks that there are but few wandering here and there in the desert.
Duncan meets Leto, and he thinks Fremen's numbers are huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
They thought they were just scattered around. There's just a few of them, but no, there's an army. They get the shield up, which also looks amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't go all the way around. It's not like a dome shield that would protect you from air attack.
But if you're worried about people on the ground, maybe. We can give them that one, maybe.
People on the ground that could climb those walls, then they'd have to deal with that shield. Yeah, we find out that Dr. Yuri, he finds a message in a Harkonnen body. He's totally the traitor, the guy that's going to do it. I hope they're less obvious in the new one. But it's going to be Yuri again. It has to be. Gurney's playing the balisset. There should have been a party. There should have been a gathering where Princess Urien shows up. She meets Paul. They have a cool little introduction to each other so that later, when they get married in the next one, it makes sense. But they underused Virginia Madsen in this.
He's very mad about this. He's been talking about this all day, seriously. If you're not doing this, Villeneuve, please find a way.
Well, they don't even have Erlin or Fade in it, so it's all on Rebound in the new one. Go Dave Bautista, you do your job. But
They will bring it home.
I would have liked a little more Virginia Madsen. I mean, she was so good in Highlander 2.
Maybe she was the only good thing in Highlander 2.
Well, aside from Christopher Lambert.
Sure.
If you're gonna watch that, don't watch the Renegade cut. I'm just saying, pink sky is better than blue sky. Makes more sense.
They changed the color of the sky? Oh
yeah,
my
well,
god.
they were like, let's add special effects to Highlander 2, because why not put more money into that movie?
That's it. We're talking about Highlander 2 now. We're not talking about Dune anymore. It's all about Highlander 2. What? Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
Leto finds Mapes dying. She was like the housemaid. And then he's shot by Yuri, which we all knew was coming. And he gives him the poisonous tooth.
Yes.
And because Dune's always been a bit of a theater show, you get a little extra dialogue. It's like, the tooth. Remember, the tooth.
Yes, right.
The tooth. There's always whisper thinking, too.
Yeah, a lot of his dialogue was like whispered, which was kind of, I don't know, I guess moody, but yeah. Because I was wondering, like, with the tooth, it's like, how is it going to work? Is he going to spit into his mouth? I mean, I guess it works.
I can't shit on whisper dialogue too much because I love it in my Chuck Norris movies when he just walks in the room like, there's ninjas here. But they use it for exposition a lot. And we already get the exposition.
It's just wouldn't Chuck Norris be like, I'm whispering because there's ninjas here. But like, when Atreides is talking about like the spice, it's like, no one's listening to him. Why does he whisper? I don't understand.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear what you're thinking. And in fact, it's like Mel Gibson nailed what women think and what women think.
Want.
Sure. But we're hearing their thoughts, Sean, so wait. Fix that title. Fix that title.
Fair enough.
No, I'm not even going to go into more detail on that. So the attack happens and they've been sabotaged. So, I mean, they didn't even fix Spice Flow yet. Duncan kicks some ass, but then is shot in the head. But don't worry, Sean. He comes back.
They're down on this floor somewhere. Down there.
And Jason Momoa dies in the first one. Don't worry, he comes back as a Mentat.
Oh, don't spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler for a book that came out in '65, I believe.
Yeah, we confirmed that.
And had 2 movies since.
Yeah, one of them's good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to put spoilers in the title anyway. Then maybe they'll change it up and they'll leave him alive. I'm really looking forward to seeing Jason Momoa be like a calculating intellectual with his surfer accent.
Like he is in real life.
Yeah. I love Momoa, but
no, he's awesome.
It'll be interesting to see him go all logic.
What a pity. You must remain gagged. We can't let ourselves be swayed by your witch's voice now, can we?
Leto. Bradley Dourif. Now he's got Jessica and Paul tied up, and he wants to hook up with Jessica, but she has the weirding wave voice, so he can't. He's like, oh, you got such a beautiful mouth. Even the Baron said you got such a pretty mouth.
I thought of many pleasures with you. Desire clouds my reason. That is not good.
But they're just like, no, we can't do it. No. It's if I can't use your mouth, no. So the Harkonnen pilots are taking them, and they want to get freaky with the mom. I mean, she's pretty, but like.
Did we mention this is a Lynch movie?
You know,
that kind of explains a little bit.
I didn't see any Harkonnen women, so maybe that explains why they're all fondling nipple clamp boys.
Maybe, yeah, they don't have anything to work with.
So when they do see women, they're all like, "Hey, what's this?
Your nipples don't have clamps, and they look mighty nice."
No cork there. Won't bleed to death if I pull that.
Seriously, I still can't get over that. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, well, it's nuts. So, Paul manages to use the voice because, he's training a little bit. We never saw it, but we just have to assume. Yeah. And Jessica uses voice, gets the 2 pilots to fight over each other. Paul ends up crashing the ship. They have to run from the worm.
The great-looking worm for 1984.
Yeah. They run into... My question with the worm, Sean, now that we're talking about the worm.
Talk about the worm.
How does it just continue to go across the sand at the end when it's carrying the Fremen towards the battle? Because, doesn't it have to go under to gain speed or anything? Just... Does it have little legs I didn't see?
It's the spice.
So the spice must speed you up.
You don't need physics when you have spice.
Yeah. They manage to get to a rock mountain. A thumper calls away the worm, which is cool. Mm-hmm. The Fremen show up, And Paul makes a run for it. See ya, Mom.
Later.
And then she grabs Stilgar and threatens his life till they make a deal. Jameson got knocked down, you know, because he got surprised and he got all offended by it. And so he demands to fight to the death. Like, okay, dude. Like, sorry I knocked you over. You were trying to kill us, but whatever. Let's fight to the death now. So Chiani, who's just met Paul, even though she was in his dreams, she's just like, hey, he's got a weakness, and when he lunges at you with this, he leaves this open. This guy's in your tribe. Mm-hmm. Why are you trying to get him killed?
Betrayal.
It's like she knows, like, the feminine prophecy and that Paul's clearly this guy.
That's right.
Yeah, clearly.
You talk like you know what you're doing. You're the guy. You're the guy.
Take my Chris knife. Thomas turns to the right with his knife after a parry. And watch for a knife switch.
Paul wins and he wants to choose a new name, Muad'Dib.
Which means the teacher.
Yes.
I looked it up.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
And so they melt down Jameson's body for the water, and we see his wife. Does Paul get that too?
Probably.
I mean, she was cute.
There was no voiceover telling me that, so I don't know what happens to the wife.
Maybe he gets a choice and saw that she had kids too, and he's like, I don't want that responsibility. No. I'll lead your armies. But
that's right.
Kids, no.
Let them starve.
Yeah.
The wife and sons of Jamas.
Chiani learns that Liet is dead because the Harkonnens found him, and Liet's supposed to work for the Emperor too, so the fact that they're just like, oh, we're gonna kill you, kind of doesn't make as much sense, but they just assumed Atreides traitor.
You want this to make sense? Is it gonna start making sense at this point?
It will make sense if you watch like the 4-hour miniseries.
That's true. Highly recommend.
Where it's well explained and
well acted and
not crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Sting's fade over the miniseries fade because Sting's over the top.
Yeah.
And I think that brings a lot to the role.
Fade.
Sure.
I'll kill him.
I wonder how much he got paid for like the 3 lines he had.
A lot of people were in this for very little.
Sting, we have a movie offer for you. It's not a lot of lines, but you do get to wear a metal diaper.
I really enjoyed the story about Patrick Stewart meeting Sting.
Yeah.
And just being like, aren't you I heard you were in a band. You play an instrument?
He's like,
I'm in the police. You're a police officer?
Are you in a marching band?
For the police?
We love you, Patrick Stewart.
I love that guy.
You're the only thing that keeps this movie together.
Yeah. The Harkonnen continue to be weird and float around. They put Raban in charge because they want everybody to fear him, because Raban's just like a muscle-bound meathead, and he's just gonna scare everybody with force, and then Fade's gonna come in and be all kind. I didn't really see that aspect of Sting, but that's theoretically what would happen.
Not at all.
Also, this movie doesn't take time to show you any of that.
No.
So... Yeah, I'm telling you, the miniseries is far superior. I know it had more time, but still.
Don't watch this.
Yeah, watch the miniseries. Stilgar wants Jessica to become Arrakis' Reverend mother, so they have her drink the water of life. But she's pregnant and probably shouldn't have done that while she was pregnant. So now her daughter Leah is also got all the consciousness of all the Reverend mothers, and she's born premature. Now, if we go by time... She's probably 3-4 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That seems too premature to me.
Yeah. It is the drink of life or whatever. I don't know.
This is a tough name to say, but Thufir. He's one of the Mentat of the Atreides, and he was captured, but the Harkonnen intend to use him, but they poisoned him. However, he must now milk a cat attached to a rat to counteract the poison each day.
Rat cat.
I don't recall this scene in the miniseries, whether they left that out or not, but...
They really should have left it out.
That was really fucking weird. And the cat and the rat did not look comfortable in this.
It's not like, we've been together for a few hours now, maybe we'll make a peace treaty and kind of, find common ground. No, they're like, what's happening here?
They're gonna milk us?
A poison has been introduced into your body, Thufir. By milking this smooth little cat body, you receive your antidote. It must be done each day.
We're not even female.
Yeah. I saw Stewie do that to Peter. Paul is now in charge, I guess, because he's addressing the army, even though they skip so much in this.
You just walk in there and sound like you know what you're talking about. It's a Trump style, right?
You address them, Paul. You're the prophecy boy.
Everyone here.
You
it's gonna be
chose
fantastic. We're gonna take over. There's spice. It's gonna be great.
What I never liked in either version was the fact that they knew the prophecies, and so they knew the leader's name will be Muad'Dib. So Paul's just like, what do you call the shadow of the moon or that little desert rat? Oh, it's Muad'Dib. I'll go with that.
Muad'Dib,
yeah. Name me God. Why don't you? That would be great. He's in charge now. He addresses the army. I do like him training his people with a new voice weapon. He's just like, hit that, kick that, yell at it.
This is part of the weirding way that we will teach you.
Break! And then he uses his voice weapon and shows how powerful it is. It's pretty sweet. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to. But if you just do it too much, you burn your throat out. You just can't keep doing it.
Yeah. Kind of like Sting.
Yeah. You just keep taking shots at his music career. I know you have his albums.
I do. I love Sting.
Paul must conquer Shai-Hulud, the worm, before leading them. So Stilgard gives him some riding lessons, not like the one he needed with Chiani, but no complaints that I heard.
On a lifeless, huge, dead whale.
It was alive. Its mouth moved. All three of it. Paul now has some Star Trek Fedaykin. They're his guard. They all have the black outfits, but then they put the little red blood thing on top, so it's just like a Star Trek uniform.
Pretty. Yeah. We respect it.
I liked it. That'd be awesome. It's just like, oh man, you got blood over you. Hey, that's a good uniform idea. We're gonna do that.
One day on another planet. Dun, dun, dun.
They call it Fedaykin or something in this, but it's pronounced Fedaykin. I know that from the miniseries and the book.
I thought it was Street Fighter for Hadouken.
Yeah, well, it could be. So we get kind of just a montage of them running around disrupting spice flow, killing Harkonnen with their weirding ways, and then it's 2 years later of guerrilla warfare. And then we see Aaliyah, played by Alicia Witt, who's now older. Paul runs into Gurney, and Patrick Stewart's all like, hey man, how's it going? He's supposed to think that Jessica's the traitor and try to kill her, and then has to be reasoned with and told it was Yuri. But that scene's not in this either.
No.
They just, I'll just join back up.
And to make Patrick Stewart look a little bit older, they're like, we'll just grow out his
Yeah, it's been 2 years, so his hair is growing in the back.
Check and mate.
Yeah. It's good to see. I love watching, if you ever watch, I think Lion in the Winter or something, they've got a cool wig on Patrick Stewart. Stilgard shows Paul how the water of life is made. They drown a worm and make it puke. And then they want you to drink that.
Drink it.
Try it. It'll get you up in no time.
The water of life.
The guild tells the Emperor to fix the problem on Arrakis because, your plan was shit. Fix the spice flow, kill him right away before he can fix the spice flow. Why didn't it work? I don't know.
Foolproof.
Yeah.
Foolproof.
So he orders genocide and gets all his evil guard out there to kill him. They're all going to head down there. Chani doesn't want Paul to drink the water of life, but Paul's just like, I can't see any more of the future.
That's right.
I've lost my super advantage. I must do it. I'm nothing without it. So he drags his Fedaykin out there to watch him and Chiani in the sand, of which in the miniseries they make love. Then he drinks the water of life and becomes a Kwisatz Haderach.
Father, the sleeper has awakened!
Yes?
Yeah. I mean, you act like you've never been the Kwisatz Haderach, Sean.
Only on the weekends.
Only a man could be the Kwisatz Haderach. Jessica's not supposed to give birth to a boy, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And drank the water of life. So now he's basically a male rather mother, but that'd be a silly name to call him. So we'll come up with Kwisatz Haderach. Less silly.
That's right. Much better.
Why don't you look up what that means, Sean?
means nothing. It is meaningless. Sorry, keep going.
I mean, I've never drinking blue toilet water, but that's what he drank, and that worked for him. So, the worms show up while this is happening. All 3 worms, and they're just like, ah! I'm like, maybe if this was a vision, I would believe that, but they're just coming to hang out. That's weird.
It's like, oh look, that guy's drinking blue toilet water. Oh my god.
Paul cries some blood tears. The sleeper has awakened, Father.
He wasn't the only one crying blood tears in this movie.
Yeah. Well, he's got blue eyes now. And then he gives a speech to his people. The Emperor arrived, and the Fremen grab some worms, and they just ride right at that little castle.
You thought I was God before. Look at me now.
Yeah. Baron shows up, sees the Emperor, sees Raban's head. He's like, that was my nephew. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's there, and they figure out that she's, Paul's sister, and who Muad'Dib is. The Fremen wipe out the Sardaukar army. Aaliyah kills the Baron with the ganja bar, and he floats, and then an explosion in the wall happens, and he floats into a worm's mouth. And they're all just like, ha 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 ha, that's fitting.
Ironic.
Also ironic that Aaliyah showed her red hair. I mean, is she half Harkonnen? I mean, there was really no opportunity for him to sleep with her, but when you watch Children of Doom, it's well hinted at.
Foreshadow.
Yeah. The battle over, Paul shows up with Chiani. The kids have the pug. It hasn't aged. Let it go, Sean. Paul addresses the guild.
Could it be a different pug? Have we actually talked about this?
Well, that's the thing. I thought that too, but I was like, you have to show me a second pug for them to have a procreated to create another pug. So they just had the one.
That's right. Couldn't possibly be off camera. Something crazy like that.
No, that was we brought several pugs to Dune. There's not a lot of water there. Dogs need water.
The worms kept eating them.
Your dog has worms. No? What?
No. Your worm has dogs.
Paul addresses the guild, and he's just like, well, I'm going to be in charge of everything now, so screw you guys.
Yeah.
He challenges Fade, because he's like, I see a Harkonnen, but there was another one standing right beside him. There's 2 redheads there.
Yeah.
Was it Fade even redhead? I think he had blonde hair. It's like the only Harkonnen that didn't really have red hair.
It was kind of ginger. Yeah.
He had no soul. They fight, and this is probably my favorite Sting performance, including that world peace thing he did.
Why prolong the inevitable? I will kill you! I will kill him!
Paul kills him and then destroys his body without the weirding module, just shouts at him, ground behind it cracks, his eyes go white. Then it rains on Dune, Sean. The end.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Oh, God. What a hot mess. I mean, again, fair disclosure, I didn't see it years ago, and maybe I would have, had more attachment to it if I had, but this is just, oh man, so bad. I've seen the 2000 miniseries. Again, I keep saying that it was great, but man, the acting saves it a little bit, but just the dialogue and just the tone of it, and just again the pace. No. Bad movie. I like the music. Toto, you did a good job, and that cool orchestral, whatever it was, good stuff. But wow, yeah, no, bad.
I found there was so much to make fun of in this. But it's as a sci-fi, I'm glad it was made. But Lynch really went off the rails, and they left so much out. But they also had so much exposition.
Yeah.
But it's just you're just repeating the same things. That's to me, that's wasted time on screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is if your movie needs to fit within this time, of which they even made an extended version, then why are you wasting time with repeating the same exposition? And I know it's in the novel, but constantly telling me what's going to happen before it happens kind of ruins the movie.
Well, I guess if they build it up and they develop in an interesting way, maybe. But I mean, it's definitely suffering from the plight of we got to fit an entire novel into 2 hours and whatever minutes. And that's why the miniseries again is better, because they had more time to flesh things out and actually, do things and not just rapid fire. I don't know what's happening kind of way.
If you be a reverend mother, Let Shai-Hulud judge now.
There's the big time jump too. It's just like, oh, this fell and now Paul's leading these people. But we don't really learn much about the Fremen in this. Other than that they're just desert people. Yeah. I don't know. I'd say watch these.
Yeah.
Again, there's some characters that are going to be missing. They're obviously going to stop at the halfway point, I would assume, for the new 2020 movie, where like they're being chased by the worm. So we saw that in the trailer. Because they said Villeneuve said there's a natural point where to stop, and he wants to do the second half. You got to push the movie back. December currently is not a good time.
Probably not.
I think Tenet is showing that it's not going to make the money that it needs to make. And I just fear with the fact that Blade Runner was a really sweet movie and it didn't do well enough that Dune won't do well enough to get its sequel. And their cast is utterly ridiculous. Like, I love their cast. Like, Zendaya as Chiani is going to be great. Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica. Oh, yeah. I'm down for that. Every time I've seen a Lady Jessica, they've always been, like, cute as hell. Timothée Chalamet is Paul Atreides. Now, as you were saying earlier, he looks so young.
Yeah.
That's fine for the first movie, but when you got to grow up.
I am your leader. You're 12. Anyway.
Jason Momoa's Duncan, Idaho. I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Like he's gonna bring a good intensity to the role where Duncan was just kind of like there. I'm like, oh, I remember you from Logan's Run. But Josh Brolin is Gurney Halleck. I mean, he's no Picard, but Josh Brolin's a pretty solid actor. And Villeneuve worked with him in I forget the name of it now, but that cool like border one with
Sicario.
Sicario.
Yes.
Good.
And he was Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos can do no wrong except for everything.
You're one of Thanos' disciples, aren't you?
He had a point.
Less resources will be used. Dave Bautista as the Beast Raban. Like, obviously Raban's going to get a little more screen time if Fade's not in there, and so having Bautista there will be nice. Was he ever underutilized in Bond? Like, that pissed me off so much. They didn't even use him as much as Jaws, who had no dialogue.
True.
Oscar Isaac is Duke Leto Atreides. I mean, that's perfect. Like, no issues there. Stellan Skarsgård, gonna be a good Baron, like him. Javier Bardem is still like, this cast is insane.
It's gonna be good. It should be good.
And even Charlotte Rampling, I know her, Reverend Mother. That'd be cool. She was in Zordos and Orca.
I remember your Gom Jabbar. Now you'll remember mine. I can kill with a word.
And his word shall carry death eternal.
Nothing like a killer whale eating people. But yeah, no. So overall, if you want to see a really weird movie, I would recommend a little bit of booze or something else. And then you'll have a good time. Maybe. If you don't fall asleep. And this is longer. It might put you to sleep, but this is also a really well told story. So I'd recommend the 2001 version. Maybe I cover that, but it's like saying the same things.
yeah. Or watch Blade Runner, because it's awesome too.
2049. Well, as always, thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.